before we get into what happened on the bourse, what do you think of Oceanic Bank's results, and where do you think their potential still sits, potential losses?
Well, thank you. In terms of the results of Oceanic Bank, it was not unexpected. In terms of the banking sector in Nigeria in general, we had expected that there will be provisionings more than we had seen in the previous years for the banks. With particular reference to Oceanic Bank, they made a provision of about 41 billion naira in terms of assets that they have, loan assets that they had in their books that they envisioned would go bad, or some that had gone bad already. What we expect to see going forward for most banks is a tighter regime of credit risk management. We expect that banks will make full provisionings to be sure that they have made provisioning for the loans that they have on their books, and that going forward there will be a regime of very tight and strict credit appraisal system and very tight credit risk management systems in place to make sure that these things do not repeat itself in the magnitude that we are going to see this year for the banking sector in Nigeria.
Do you think that's going to bring in more positive investor sentiments into Nigeria?
Well, we expect it would, and if you look critically at the market, at the response of the capital market to the banking stocks, you will see that it's shown that investors are more keen now to invest even in the banks than one had anticipated. Because if you are sure of what you're investing in, you're sure of the books of the banks you're investing in, you're sure of the loan loss provisioning that the banks have made, you're sure of the net income that you are seeing, knowing that this net income is clean, one would want to invest in such banks. We expect that the rally that we have seen in the banking stocks will continue because the provisioning is notwithstanding, majority of the banks on the exchange are trading at very good valuations right now.
All right, now let's take a look at the bourse. We saw that the bourse was rather bullish last week. What happened today on the bourse?
Well, today we continued with the bull run. The market went up by, the all-share index went up by 1.5% to close at 25,686.61 points. Today we noticed that there were 24 losers, 41 stocks that stayed flat, and there were about 51 stocks that appreciated today. Leading the charge on the appreciation was First Bank, Dangote Flour, and then Access Bank. Also, we noted today that volumes were driven mainly by the banks. We had Zenith Bank among the major volume drivers. We also had IEA, International Energy Insurance, and then we had Access Bank also leading volumes that were traded today. This shows that the provisioning is notwithstanding, there is still a lot of confidence in the banking subsector of the Nigerian capital market.
And what's the market outlook for this week?
Well, we expect that the bull run would continue until the profit takers would come back. What we have said that in the short to mid term, what we expect the market to do is to bounce. What we expect the market to oscillate between where profits are available for profit takers and between where value investors come back into the market. We expect that in the last the bull run that we've had in the last 2 weeks, we expect profit takers to come back into the market very soon to take some of the profits that we have. There's some stocks that have appreciated by 15-20% in the last 2 weeks, and we expect that some of these profits that have been garnered in the last 2 weeks will be taken up very soon. And once the profit takers come back into the market, we expect that the market will rebound a bit, but we expect that oscillation to continue for some time.
Well, Lafarge WAPCO also came out with results. What are still some of the concerns with this stock?
Well, Lafarge actually released their half-year result, ended 30th June 2009, and it wasn't bad. If we look at it critically, we see that the turnover went up by 13%, and we also noted that the bottom line went up by slightly over 10%. You must realize that Lafarge is basically into cement production. There is a key drive towards infrastructure development in the Nigerian economy right now. There's a key drive in the present budget towards road maintenance, towards rebuilding and maintenance of the airports. All of this is basically infrastructure which will require cement, which is their major product. So we expect that not just Lafarge, but that the cement companies will do well. And the results that we saw from Lafarge was not unexpected.